So how old were you when you decided you wanted to be a sound editor?
Let's see. I didn't really know what the job was until I was in my teens, but I always liked sound, actually. My dad got me a tape recorder really early on in life, and I used to manipulate sound off the television. I'd record Star Wars off the TV, and then I got a Macintosh computer and started using that. And I got a job out here at Lucasfilm at about age 17, working in the video games division. And then when I saw an opening in the sound division, I took it immediately.
So how long have you been working at Skywalker Sound?
I've been here a little over 21 years, so it's been a long time. But I love working out here. We've got a great, technology. The technologies here is really great, and then we can walk around in nature and just walk around a lake at lunch, and so it's a nice balance of like technology and nature.
Yeah. You mentioned earlier that the pod racing scene is one of your favorites.
Yes.
Do you have any other ones?
Yeah, I mean from Star Wars, I love Empire Strikes Back. I think that's one of my favorite films. So that whole carbon freezing chamber lightsaber battle is one of my favorites. I like the end lightsaber battle at the end of Revenge of the Sith between Obi-Wan Kenobi and Anakin Skywalker on the lava flow. Yeah, and I mean, as a kid, my favorite film was Raiders of the Lost Ark, and that actually, the sound design was done by the same person who did the original Star Wars, which was Ben Burtt. So I get to work with him now, and so that's been a dream come true. He's been a great mentor to me.
How long did it take to do the sound for the first movie?
This one that we're working on,
yeah.
Phantom Menace, we worked on the post-production sound for about 2 years. It was a long
wow.
process because most of what you see, a lot of what was on the set was, green screen. So Industrial Light and Magic had to create all that in the computer and with all their artists there. So we have to do the same thing in sound. If there's nothing recorded on set, we have to create that. So coming up with all those unique environments and all those different creatures and droid voices and vehicles was a huge challenge. And luckily, George Lucas has us start really early on the process, so we can work those things out with him as we go along in the project. So it took about 2 years.
And lastly, what is your favorite movie you've been a part of that you've done? I
really enjoyed the film WALL-E. I was a supervisor on that one, and that was for me, a really fun movie to work on. But as far as the Star Wars films, I think actually Phantom Menace was my favorite because we worked on it the longest, and for me, it was my goal in this company to work on a Star Wars film, so I got to do that. And just the pod race is really dear to my heart as far as what we created in sound effects.
Great, thank you.
Thank you very much. Great questions.